This is a pretty budget card from XFX. It's the R9270X and sits right below the R9280 that we've already taken a look at. Stick around. So as usual on the box, there's plenty of spiel about how this is a 4GB GDDR5 card with PCI Express Gen 3 and, you know, it can possibly maybe run 4K. Now into the box you'll find plenty of stuff like the driver install guide CD, plus the driver install CD, plenty of other leaflets and stuff, as well as the card, but no adapters are included. Now we do have plenty of XFX cards here, so we're going to be testing it against the R9280 and the 7870, but not the 6870 as that's just a little bit too old, unfortunately. Now the card itself is actually pretty small. It's really cool looking, and I personally like the blacked out fans, including the sort of stickers that go on top as well. The 4 copper heat pipes that spool out of the aluminium fins make it look really awesome and actually do a really good job of keeping all of the heat out of this card. Unfortunately, it's all in the case. Now the two 6-pin power connectors are on the back of the card, and remember that a card that's fairly comparable to this, the GTX 960, actually only has one 6-pin power, which is kind of crazy in terms of power draw. Now on the back you find an HDMI DisplayPort and 2 DVIs. I personally like this a little bit better than Nvidia's options just because there's a lot more, more standardization in DVI personally. Now the two fans that you'll find are actually two 90mm fans. They don't work independently, but they do keep the air very cool around the card, which actually means that this card runs a little bit cooler than most AMD cards. Now the problem with having power connectors in the back of the card is that you'll actually find that if you have a small case it might actually be really difficult to get the power connectors into the card, especially when it's inside the case. Now as for performance, you might be a bit wondering why it's almost identical to the 7870 that we're testing, and that's because besides a slight clock speed bump and performance improvements through drivers, this is effectively the exact same card but with 4GB of RAM. Now unfortunately we don't actually have many high-res displays, and we did try out Eyefinity, but the card itself didn't really lend itself to Eyefinity in terms of the performance that it can actually output, so we didn't bother including those. The card itself is, as I said, exactly the same bar the RAM as the 7870, which is why we're going to fight all hell to make sure that we can get you crossfire results for this as well. Hopefully we'll get that coming, but if not then yeah, sorry about that, but it can be crossfired. We can definitely confirm that one, which is very interesting. Now in terms of temperatures, as I said, this cooler is really good. It keeps the temperatures just around about 70, which is good in comparison to the AMD cards, but obviously not as good as the newer Nvidia cards. Now in terms of spec, that's all there for you. The test system we use is the Pentium G3420 as well as the Gigabyte Z97 MX Gaming 5 board, and yeah, onto the pros and cons. So obviously the pros and cons of this is that it's great for the value right now especially, and it looks good in my opinion. The problem with it, or the biggest problem, is it runs incredibly hot and is incredibly power hungry, which means it's not really ideal for small or low powered systems. This is for someone who has a 650 watt power supply and wants to game on a fairly decent card, but just doesn't care too much about having his or hers room heat up entirely. Now it's going to get a 4 for everything. That's mainly because obviously value for money is not the most value for money card on the planet right now. The performance isn't perfect, the functionality in terms of the fact that it's just so goddamn hot. I personally quite like the style, although it's not my favourite card I've ever seen, and it's going to get a 4 for TechTeamVB score, especially because of those back power connectors. That personally for me was really difficult to get it in the Cooler Master Cosmos SE, and that's a huge case. Obviously I could have removed some of the plates, but it would have been a bit more trouble to actually get it working as opposed to just being able to plug the card in. So please do let us know in the comments down below if you want to see crossfire results for this and the 7870, or with the 7870 as well. We are going to try, but we are having a bit of driver issue right now, so yeah, please do let us know in the comments down below if that's something you want us to sort of push and strive towards. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Please do check out the written review of this product as well. We do try really hard to get a bit of both and make sure that everyone's needs are covered, so please do let us know what you thought of them, both written and video, in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please please subscribe. It helps us out a lot and it makes companies actually interested in us, which, you know, is a big thing, especially if you do like the style of content that we do. And other than that, please hit the like button if you like it, dislike button if you dislike it, but if you did dislike it or if you liked it, leave a comment down below letting us know what you thought and you know why you thought that. Other than that, as I said, would you buy one of these cards? Especially with the rumours of the 300 series that should probably come out fairly shortly, and also, you know, the fact that the the other side, the green team's cards, are actually doing pretty well in terms of performance and in terms of, you know, power efficiency as well. Would you actually go for one of these cards? So let us know in the comments down below. Other than that, thanks for watching. As I said, like or dislike, subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next one. So thanks for watching this Tech Team GB video. You've probably seen enough of me already, so I'm going to go away right after I say, if you haven't already liked or disliked, just let us know why in the comments down below as well. Check out some of our other videos, hopefully there'll be some somewhere around me. And then also, feel free to subscribe as well, that really helps us out, and yeah, obviously shows companies that you love us. So if you do love us, check us out on Facebook or Twitter, hopefully there will also be some stuff around here maybe. But otherwise that's pretty much it from me, so we'll see you all in the next video.